I am profound. I am strong. I am the epitome of a woman. I am love. I am energy. I am the being of supreme elevation. I am Lundyn Brown. Hey guys, it's me, your host, Lundyn Brown. Welcome back to Let's Chat with Lundyn. I'm going to be your Matamoros guide and your host to recovery. If you don't know me by now, I am also the owner of Exquisite Doll House, Texas, located in Brownsville, Texas, about 8 minutes from the border to Matamoros. I support dolls that's coming out, traveling out of the country to have surgery in Matamoros, Reynosa, and Progreso. So if this is your first time joining me, I want to say welcome and thank you so much for coming. If you're returning, thank you so much for sticking with me. Of course, either way, if you think the show is valuable, the information here is useful, please subscribe, like, share the show with other dolls that's traveling for surgery. Let's try and make their journey a little bit easier. I like to make good on time. You're going to have to bear with me today because I'm a little bit under the weather, but I didn't want to keep moving the show out because I need some sort of consistency. So we're going to try and make good on time and get through. All right, so here we go. So let's say you're planning to go out of the country for surgery. Scary, huh? Right. I'm going to help make that journey a little bit more reasonable and a little bit more safe for you. There's a lot of rumors and things around traveling out of the country to get surgery, but thousands of women do it all the time. They do it for a variety of reasons, maybe BMI, maybe pricing. But one thing I know for certain is that a surgeon out of the country is probably going to snatch you way better than a surgeon inside the country because inside the country, they are bound by guidelines of the amount of fat that they can take out. So you have to weigh your options. Do whatever is best for you. So a few episodes back, I did all of, or not even all of, but some of the major players out. I'm going to be updating that show really soon because there are some more players that have rolled out. I like to keep you guys well versed in the surgeons out there. I call those the key players, right? Those are the most important people. And you'll hear the term a lot that people will say, do your research. Well, it's almost impossible to do your research when you're trying to skim through the groups, not knowing what's factual and what's not. So I try and make that a little bit more easier to try and weigh in your options. I by no means will ever tell you you should go with this surgeon or you should not. I'm only here to give you the facts as I know it. I'm really good at being able to determine what might not be factual because I've learned the groups. So I've learned all of the major groups and all of the drama and how to move around them. And trust me, there is a lot of drama in these groups. So let's get started. We're going to roll right into our first segment, which is called Chatter Tug. That's right. You're asking, what is Chatter Tug? Well, let me tell you what that is. Chatter Tug is any chatter or gossip that's happening in the group surrounding recovery homes, the surgeons, the coordinators, anything. So let's talk about who's on the hot seat right now, right? Our hot seat has been changing. So we've had a lot. If you go through the other shows, you'll see the hot seat is whatever surgeon or thing or that's happening that everybody's talking about right now. So right now, Dr. Moreno is on the hot seat. He is with BBD, and you're like, what is BBD? They're also known as Body by Doctor. I talk about them a lot in the past shows, so if you haven't watched any of the other shows, please take some time and go back and go through those. They're a very large coordinator industry. They have a lot of coordinators with a lot of doctors. Currently, he's on the hot seat for infections. Now, this changes. There have been other doctors on there, trust me, but there's been several dolls that have complained of getting infections after surgery with Moreno. So you want to keep that in mind. Again, take what I give you, weigh it, and decide what's best for you. I do believe that when I was growing up, my mother told me one thing. All women don't tell the same lie. All men don't either. So take that, not with a grain of salt. Then, so first of all, I'd like to say that I am not above saying I'm wrong, right? I always think I have a good head for people when I meet them and genuine people. So you'll see some shows back ago that I talk about her and I see her in a different space. But I always sit back and observe and it's rare, but every now and then I'm wrong about people. So who's on the hot seat for coordinators? Wera also known as Joanna Galvin, because I don't think she goes by word anymore. I think she changed her name. She used to be the head coordinator for Dre Garcia. You know that Dre Garcia and Karen under Sugar Dolls parted ways with Wira, and it was a big mess. Wira reached out to me. I talked to you guys, and I really like kind of stood up for her because I really did believe. I won't stand up for somebody unless I genuinely believe what they're saying. But recently, I have received several screenshots of her going back and forth in the big groups with customers saying, for whatever the reasons, whatever her reasons are. Here's my thing. In dealing with business, there's a level of standard that must be maintained. There's no exceptions to that rule. We can't be out there going toe to toe with customers about their experience or being too pushy with our doctors. Because I think she is now the coordinator for Dr. Gonzalez. Now, I try to stray away from, any type of negativity for anybody and try to encourage people to do the right thing. But in a recent conversation that we've had, it has been displayed that she does not read my reaching out that way. So I cannot reach out again to try and steer her correctly. Everybody in this group, they're adults, right? Attacking each other does not do anything. We have to deal with that enough for dowels. It's the minute somebody posts something about an experience that they're unhappy with, and you got 25 million other girls who may not even have had surgery yet attacking this person. It makes people that's very already vulnerable trying to share their experience and help other people. They become hesitant to do that. It also doesn't help when it's a coordinator that's being a part of that. Now, because of everything that was going on with Wira, there was a whole campaign that went out about how you don't need coordinators. So I want you to hang on to that information because that information is going to roll into one of our other segments. But hold on to that. We'll come back. Let's move into our next segment real quick, which is going to be wasted. So wasted is talking about what to wear before and after surgery and during your visit to the recovery home. Now, I always push fajas, right? I know that there is many doctors that tell you not to wear a faja for 7 days or you don't need a faja for 2 weeks. And you always want to err in the caution, whatever your surgeon says, right? Because I'm not a surgeon. Whatever I speak solely from experience. And experience not just with my own body, but with other women. I know for me, a faja did work. It helped to shape. I didn't have fibrosis. I didn't have many of the complications I see other people have after lipo. I didn't have that. But I did wear my faja faithfully, and I still do wear my faja, and I wore my ab board. My stomach is flat. I do attribute that to wearing my faja and my ab board. I am more of a full-size woman. If you're smaller, maybe you don't need so much compression, but the swelling was immense. I don't drink enough water, and then it's sodium and everything because I eat out a lot. So you have to keep that. Tummy tuck is, trust me, the swelling is insane. So that really, the faja and the ab board really, really helped me. I can't push it enough. In first week or two, I wore my faja with my foams, my ab board, so I had like maximum compression. I didn't play. So if that's something that you're choosing to go with, I highly, highly, highly do encourage fajas. Talk to your surgeon. Most surgeons in Mexico will not send you home without a faja, but I do know that there are some doctors, including a lot of BBD doctors, that tell you to not wear the faja for the first 7 days or whatnot. So talk with your surgeon to find out what's best for you. For the women that's having BBLs, sit on your pillow. I didn't sit on my pillow and I didn't have, listen, everybody takes a chance, right? If you have money to throw away, okay, throw it away. But if you're like me and you do not have money to throw away, why would you take a chance on damaging your investment? Just follow the rules. Why do you want to try and see if you're going to be the statistic instead of just doing what you need to do to get the best outcome from your post-op? That is what makes the most sense to me. So definitely compression garments. For the BBLs, there are lots and lots of fajas that come with the booty out. Now, I didn't get a BBL, but my butt's already big enough. So I like my booty out. So I left my booty out. So I always wear fajas that have the booty out and it just compress the sides and the stomach. I don't like because they have fajas and some have the skinny straps that goes under so you can wear your real bra. I always get the all over fajas just because it's easy for me, but You got to see what's going to work best for you. And one of the things you need to know is that fajas are not meant to be comfortable. A lot of people don't want to wear them because they're not comfortable. Duh. It's literally sculpting and shaping. You will get used to it. Anything you do consistently, you'll get used to it. With that saying, fajas, it'll help reduce the swelling. It'll sculpt the body. It decreases the risk of fibrosis. I also want to say, I'm going to add this in here too, which, well, I guess I'll wait to the next segment. Because there's a lot of up and downs about fajas. The fajas really don't do this, really don't do that. I'm telling you, fajas is it. I speak from experience. Ask around. Don't trust me. Don't take my word. Take others. All right, so we're moving right along. Let's roll right into best augmentation. Best augmentation is any questions or feedback from the audience. Now, remember I told you, I said hang on to the little snippet I gave you about the coordinator that was on the hot seat. When I got this inbox about her, obviously they were screenshotting the messages showing me she's going back and forth. And I'm like, what group is this? They told me, so I went in the group to look for myself because I do like to verify the information. And sure enough, she was actually in there quite a few times, just not being in the best light. So a lot of the things that she condemned Dre Garcia and Sugar Dolls for doing, she was doing. So I'm like, you're kind of becoming the monsters that you were previously against. Maybe you can correct that. I don't know. But one of the things they did was do this whole campaign with you don't need coordinators. I cannot tell you how valuable coordinators are. Not all of them are drama. Not all of them are just in it for the money. If you find a good coordinator, you have found yourself gold. My first surgery, I did have a coordinator. Her name was Indira. Many of you know that my work was with Dr. Martin Castillo. And I'm telling you, Indira was a lifesaver. She gave me information that I didn't know I needed. Like she told me what labs I needed, what to look for, where I needed to be at, how to book transportation. She's the one who told me about recovery houses, what they do, why they're important. Gave me other places to stay if I didn't want to stay at the recovery houses. Told me a little bit about recovering, what to expect. Coordinators are supposed to be super knowledgeable and supposed to walk you through this process. Now, I do a lot of coordinating activities, but I'm not a coordinator, and I don't have a desire to be. I'm busy. I'm literally a recovery home owner and just a human being that wants to help other people. But coordinators are necessary. So I don't want you to be in these groups looking at the behavior of a few coordinators, thinking that that's all of them. Because in Matamoros, there are many coordinators. Indira was one of the first ones. So maybe that's why she doesn't do drama. You don't see her in a lot of the other groups because she has over 20,000 members in her own group. So just find yourself a good coordinator. Watch. If you're in the groups and you see your coordinators in the groups being messy, find somebody else. If you see them posting pictures without other people's permission and talking bad about their body, find somebody else. If you see something happening to somebody else, don't assume it won't happen to you. Because I always look at things like this. If they will do it to them, they'll do it to me. That's just a little bit of advice from me. Traveling to Mexico. I talk about this a lot. Traveling to Mexico by land only requires you to have your birth certificate and your driver's license. Many times crossing the border, they won't even ask you for your birth certificate. They will just ask you for your driver's license. Do know that they do run a check coming back into the U.S. So they're going to take it. They're going to run your information. You don't want to cross with warrants because going into Mexico, you'll be okay. But coming back, it is a 90% chance they're going to take you to jail if you have a warrant. You're going to be fine. One of the things that you're going to want to do is that, let me not skip. I'm not going to skip along. Let me stay on this with the cross. When you go over to Mexico, don't take drugs. People chance it don't. If you get pulled over, you're going to go to jail in Mexico. There's no if, buts, ands about it, even for marijuana. So something that might be legal here or okay here or something minor there, minor here is not minor there. That is not U.S. soil. Don't do it. That's the first thing. Again, the warrant is when you're coming back into the States. They do run your name. I have had ladies that were staying with me go to jail, like quite a few ladies, go to jail right after surgery. They got them sleeping on the floor. By the time they get to us, they're hurting, they're sore, they're bloody. Get your warrants taken care of before you cross the border. Now, you want to call to make sure that your surgeon takes cards because many surgeons do not take cards. I'm going to let you know right there. So you need to have your surgery money in cash. And a lot of people say, well, I'm afraid of traveling with that much money. Honey, thousands of women do it. I did it. Tuck that money somewhere safe and go have your surgery. Don't chance trying to get it the day of because it is very difficult. Most surgeries, you have to be at the clinic by 7 a.m. Sometimes before, the banks are not even open. So you can't get any money from the banks and you cannot get that much money at the ATM. Have your money with you. Remember, take money to tip the nurses. Tip them, you're going to get better care. Remember, you're not in the States. Don't go over there being rude. You know, you want to have some home training because you're in a different country and your care is in their hands, okay? And then there could be a language barrier. Especially, this doesn't really affect people too much when they're in a hospital, but if you choose a recovery home where you're staying in Matamoros, remember, Spanish is their first language. You're in their country. So you need to be respectful. Be prepared for the language barrier. If you think that's going to be difficult for you and you don't want to deal with it while you're in pain, while you're recovering, stay in the States. Find a recovery home in the States. Typically, how it goes is you arrive into Brownsville, Texas, or Matamoros, where you're going the day before your surgery. If you're in Brownsville and you stay at a recovery house the next day, your transportation should be scheduled to pick you up. They will take you across the border. They will let you off right at the clinic. Many of them will walk you in. Our transportation people will walk you in. For sure. Exquisite. You go in there, you're going to get your surgery. It takes hours. You can't eat for hours. Sometimes you become impatient and hangry. Hang in there. Because remember, everybody checks in at the same time, but it could be hours in between surgeries. So just mentally prepare yourself for that. And mentally prepare yourself to be hungry, okay? Because you don't eat for like so many hours the day before. Then the next day, you're waiting for surgery, so you can't eat, not even ice chips, can't drink water. As the time goes on, right around noon, I can guarantee you, the hangriness wakes up. So just mentally prepare yourself for that, okay? You'll get your surgery. You will spend the night in the clinic. You do that for monitoring. They also administer pain meds and everything. Keep an eye on you. Make sure everything is everything after your surgery. The next day, your transportation will already know to pick you up unless they give you a number to text or call them. Most times they know. Sometimes they'll say, hey, text me when you're about to be discharged. The transportation will come back to the clinic, pick you up, and then take you back to the recovery home, or if you're at a hotel, Airbnb, or whatnot. You want to find out wherever you're staying if massages are included. You're going to want to get a massage. The massages will help to take the fluid off you. It'll make you feel so much better because most of the pain comes from swelling and fluid. After surgery, the body does that a lot. It will keep making it. So that's why you get massages. It's important to get a massage once every day unless your doctor or your surgeon says otherwise. Okay? And that's about it. You want to make sure you get your labs. You're going to get your labs at least 30 days prior to your surgery because a lot of times you might need to take vitamins. I struggle with iron, so I have to take iron. Iron makes me sick, so I have to do naturally. I have to drink organic beetroot. Ugh, it tastes exactly like dirt. But from running a recovery home, I've learned how to make these delicious beetroot smoothies that I will drink once every day. Beet is also a laxative, so you want to be cautious with that. Find out what your doctor requires your hemo to be. A lot of them will tell you got to have your hemo at least 12 or 13.5 for multiple surgeries. Find out. You want to look at your blood pressure. Is that something that's going to be supported? Any red flags, reach out to your coordinator right away before you travel all the way down, get down, and you can't have surgery. It happens a lot. Make sure you're not pregnant. Get a blood test. You say, I'm not pregnant. It happens a lot. I wouldn't be on here telling you if these things didn't happen a lot. And that's for that. So last segment, let's just roll into our Brazilian business list. Hey, if you're in post-op recovery care and you'd like for me to advertise your business, it is free of charge. Reach out to me. Let me know. You can message me, shoot me a message, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere Exquisite Dollhouse Texas is, TikTok, and I will make sure to get the information to get you on here. In the meantime, just want to throw out Exquisite Dollhouse Texas. That's my place. Very clean, good energy, very skilled at what we do, very good at post-op recovery care. We're 24 hours. We're not on call. We are 24-hour care, which means somebody is there around the clock to take care of you, monitoring vital signs, any type of potential infections. We serve balanced food, balance, low to no sodium. Okay. We serve Low to no sodium snacks. Sodium is the enemy after surgery. Also, shout out my line, Wasted Goddess. It is my faja collection. I also have leggings, shorts. I'm trying not to give away so much stuff that I got coming before it's out. But right now I have leggings, shorts, and fajas, and they're the leggings and shorts that hold it all in. So you can check out more about that. Check us out, www.exquisitedollhouse.com. We're also available on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. So again, my name is Lundyn Brown. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's Chat with Lundyn. I appreciate you bearing with me through this clogged up nose. Thank you so much for sticking with me. If there's anything you need to know, anything I can do to help make your journey easier, let me know. It's been a pleasure. You guys have a great rest of your day.